Well, hello everyone, my name is Edward Dan and welcome to SE Vegan. Today I have the pleasure of introducing you to Simon Harman of Willow the Wisp Candles. Thank you, Simon.
Willow the Wisp Candles.
Yes, hello. How are you?
Well, thank you very much.
Now, you've actually been showing me your lovely range of paraffin wax candles. And we're going to go through these smells and we're going to see how my palate is. So shall we go through them?
Indeed.
Yes, okay.
Shall we start with this one, which is lavender and chamomile?
That's quite nice actually, isn't it?
It is. It's one of my favourites.
Is it a sleepy one? Is it, because you've got the chamomile? Does it make you sleepy?
Yes, possibly. I've never really thought about it, yes. And then we go on to this one here, which is jasmine, which is I think it's one of our better sellers.
Now this is now jasmine and neroli. What is neroli?
Yeah. No, you're asking a question. I'm not entirely certain what the answer is. It's a herb, I believe.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
But there we go. So you learn something every day.
And here we are with myrtle and rose.
This is very powerful. It's a very feminine.
It's quite a strong fragrance.
Yeah, it's really intense.
Women particularly like it.
Yeah.
Probably overall, the numbers we sell, almost 90% of them go to women as opposed to men. But I like it, to be honest with you. This one here is what do you think of that?
It's quite nice actually, isn't it? Really,
yeah.
It's quite nice. Geranium and
patchouli oil.
Patchouli oil.
Yeah.
Patchouli oil. Yeah.
It's,
why try these combinations? Because you've got combinations here, haven't you?
It was trial and error, to be quite frank. It took a lot of time, a lot of effort to get a range of 8. We actually currently working on developing another 4 to our, number 6 actually to our range. It is time consuming, and but you have to test it out with a lot of other people besides yourself, because you get it's quite difficult to go and choose it without having a sort of consensus. So what I did is I got 8 or 10 people, and we
you do your guinea pigs, weren't they?
Yeah, exactly right.
Yes.
And it was really the only way you could do it properly. This one, for my personal palate, it's a little overpowering, but it's again pretty popular.
That's quite intense, isn't it? Really, not as intense as the rose, the myrtle rose. And
you don't think it is as strong?
No, I don't.
Oh, interesting. Amberwood. This is
amberwood. Oh, that's quite nice.
Yes, indeed. That's one of my favourites.
Yes, it's really nice. It's sort of got a sort of musky, masculine smell to it, doesn't it? Really. Thank you. But not overpowering.
It's taken me about a year and a half, nearly 2 years, to develop a brand. It's not something you want to take lightly. It's very time consuming. It takes a lot of effort to, you have to follow the sort of procedure. You start with the candle, then it's about the labelling, it's about the packaging, and the packaging is very important. If you're planning on setting up a brand, the packaging is really all important. Most people can produce a candle. However, to produce a whole brand is a long and laborious process. To be honest with you, if I'd known how long it had taken me, I probably wouldn't have done it. But I got it. It took me a year, and I thought, oh no, I've got to carry on.
Once you start, you can't finish.
Yes, you start off the thing.
You start so you've got to finish.
Yeah. This is sandalwood.
Okay. It's quite overpowering, isn't it?
It is.
But
Yeah.
it's quite nice.
It's a popular fragrance.
That is.
And lastly
Oh,
is Amber and Cassis, which is our bestseller,
right, okay.
especially around Christmas. It has a sort of seasonal
I think this has got to be
scent about it.
I think this has got to be my. It's got to be my favourite because it's just so lovely. It's just it's like pure love. It is. It is just divine. I can see why it's so popular. Really.
I might say that has a burn time of around approximately 40 hours.
40 hours. Wow.
Yes. Yeah. It's they're all paraffin wax. Some people blend them, but I don't, and I can see absolutely no reason why you should.
Would you
they produce a very good product. Paraffin wax makes up about 80% of the market. Then you get soil-based waxes, and then you get into palm oil. Soil-based is all GM modified, and I'm not a great supporter of that, even though I'm not strongly opposed to it. Yet the other major one is contributing to deforestation, and I do feel fairly strongly about that I don't use any palm oil at all. And there we are. It's they're all as a paraffin wax based, a very good product. The single advantage of paraffin wax is, firstly, there's no fragrance attached to paraffin in any way. Some people say that they burn or smoke. Well, that's absolute nonsense. That's nothing to do at all with the type of wax. It's the size of the wick they put in it. If you put in, broadly speaking, if you put in a larger wick, you get more smoke. And so it's important to have the size of the wick that fits the size of the candle. Otherwise you get into trouble. Either it burns out in the middle of the candle and it blows out, or it's too hot and the wax collapses in on it and then you get a lot of smoke. So that's something you have to trial. It's the only way you can do it. If you're going to produce any numbers, you have to trial it first.
Now, you also mentioned that you use paraffin wax, and why that in particular and not the palm wax?
Well, palm oil I don't, because it's contributing to deforestation. And soil-based waxes I have no major problems with. However, they are GM modified. There are other waxes like beeswax and that sort of thing. I don't use that. We occasionally get asked at courses that we do as regards whether we use them or not. The answer to that, I have used it. It's a good product, but it's not something I actually make. I don't make a candle of candle wax at all. No major reason why not, but it's not something I do in this range. And I've got to say the product, the paraffin wax, is a very easy thing to work with, and you don't have to put the additives in that you'd have to put in if you were using a palm oil or indeed a soil-based waxes. And hence the reason why I do that.
Now you also do run courses as well, so what sort of courses do you run?
Of course, it's something I've developed only probably about 2 or 3 months we've been running them. We run small groups of 7 people. They come for a morning or actually we're doing days as well. Now for a sort of the intermediate, but most of them are beginners. And they come for various reasons. 1 or 2 come because they want to set up a candle making business, but mostly they want to go and make it in their kitchen. And so they go and buy the sort of basics, and you give them an idea of exactly how to go about it. And we do the scented waxes, but we also do a range of pillar candles with various colours and scents in them. And that's basically what we do, and it's fun. I enjoy doing them. The people seem to be happy with the idea and the way it is run, and it's very much a hands-on operation. We do a demonstration, and then they go about and they make the candles and they take the candles home with them, which is they seem to be happy with. So, I'm delighted because I enjoy doing them myself.
So why candles in particular? Do you enjoy doing that now?
Why?
Yes.
Why did I decide on candles?
Yeah.
Well, I used to run an online shop business, selling peripherals around shooting and fishing in the country, and and the problem is with that market is now less and less people are involved in it, and as a consequence I decided that I was going to come out of it. We were incidentally the biggest sellers of shooting socks in Europe for a number of years, but the volume was dropping off, and I decided to give it up. And I was looking around for something else to do, and someone mentioned, I think, they mentioned candles, and I said, well, I'm far too agricultural for that sort of thing. And I had a look into it, and I find it fascinating. And I'd already made a few candles in the past, it was something that was of interest. And I decided then I set up a brand, or started to set up a brand about 1.5 to 2 years ago. And we got to this stage where we were really only just starting to market it properly, along with Robert's help over here. and that's how it's really developed. And I enjoy it. It's fun. And I like going down to my workshop down in Ashdown Forest, and we make a few down there. Some of the scented candles we made in Derbyshire. But as I say, they're all paraffin based.
And they're all handmade as well, aren't they?
All handmade, yes. Yeah. And we're certainly not big enough to go to completely automated, but there we are. Hopefully that will.
You have.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
And what would you offer those people that are just starting out in business?
The advice I'd give them is I wouldn't go at the lower end of the market. It's pretty much saturated. Aim towards a higher end, and it's all about a lot of it is about the packaging. If you get it's a personal choice to a certain extent with regards to the fragrance, but it is about the packaging and getting the whole thing working properly. And if you're going to sell to some of the bigger shops and that sort of thing, it is that's absolutely imperative to get that right. And I've run we've tried out various trials on packaging and all that sort of stuff, and we've come up with, I think, a reasonable box, and it's not like anything else that is on the market, so that's the reason why I did it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I think that's been really helpful. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you. It's been very informative, so thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's bye from me. It's bye from Simon. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.